about a year and a half ago. Scotty, you became ill.
Mm-hmm.
Can we talk about that a little
Sure.
bit? Yeah.
Absolutely.
So, well, what happened when you got the call?
That was the most devastating call that I've ever gotten in my life.
Mm-hmm.
Marilla call. My wife and I were asleep. It was about maybe 1:30, 2 in the morning, and they were taking Scotty to the hospital. So we live right around the corner.
Mm-hmm.
We got up immediately, and as I turned the corner to go to Scotty's house, I saw all these red lights. The engine was there, the ambulance, and they were bringing him out. And if you know anything, I don't have any other brothers and sisters. We're twins. This is just the two of us. So I tell people this all the time. If you ever know what it's like to have somebody just like go take their fist and punch you in the chest, that's what it felt like. Because my immediate thought was that he was gone. And they got him to the hospital, and we were there for the rest of the night waiting. But Scotty was in the hospital, what would you say, Scotty, a month and a half?
I don't think it was that long. Maybe, really? 7 days? Yeah, it seemed like it was 7 years.
Yeah.
I mean, but it was, like my wife said, 7, 8 days. But I learned quickly that when it's not your time,
it's not your time.
Not your time.
Mm-hmm.
Just briefly, what happened that night before he got there. Typical normal night. Me and my wife, we enjoying our grandkids. Just so happened my daughter was spending the night, who was a doctor, that night with the kids. So we were playing with the grandkids, and everything was pretty much normal. We go to bed, and all of a sudden I started getting hotter and hotter. I said, well, man, is it hot in the house? And it got so hot that I got up and actually I said, yeah, I got to get up. It's just too. I got up and went to the front door and opened the door. And when I went outside, that's when it got worse. I actually couldn't breathe. So I go back in the house and I tell my wife, I said, babe, listen, I can't breathe. And she stayed pretty calm. And I think I did too, because wasn't nothing I could do. So she called 911. Paramedics come, give me air and the whole 9 yards. Come to find out, it was fluid on the lungs, that's what the diagnosis was. They took me in, and from that point on, I was there for like 7, 8 days, and I did everything wrong. I want to basically make a long story short. How I got there is because, when you do everything for years and years, and when I say wrong, eating the wrong thing. Just doing everything, everything I love is what I don't need. Barbecue, I tell my wife one day, just give me one rib. just one. It don't even have to be a rack.
Just give me just one rib.
If I could have one rib, I'd be happy. Christmas. But hey, when I got to the hospital, I learned, you do that 20, 30 years, it catches up with you.
Yeah.
And that's basically what happened. But like I said, it wasn't my time. I came back out, got back up, dusted myself off. And what was killing me mostly, I didn't think he could do the show by himself. He fooled me because we didn't miss nothing.
That's what I heard.
We didn't miss a week. I mean, I figured, I said, well, we getting ready to dry up, because I know my brother can't do this. Because, we go out, we do hour 15 every night. Some nights, the days of 2 shows is kind of gone, but every now and then, you have to do 2 shows. So I didn't think he could do it by himself. He did every one of them. We didn't miss nothing. So that's why I know the man upstairs takes care. He made sure that he was strong enough to do it until I got back. And here we are today. Hey, man, we still putting along.
Can I add to that?
Yeah, man.
Let me tell you what really was impressive to me. I did those shows, but I really, in the beginning, I said, until he gets back, let's just shut everything down.
I welcome you guys back on here. If you're new, consider subscribing, liking, and also share this video. So Walter Scott, who with his twin brother Wallace Scotty founded the legendary R&B group that is the Whispers, passed on just a couple of weeks ago at the age of 81. So now the interview you've just watched and heard, was him speaking just a couple of months ago, talking about his illness and how he actually tried to maneuver it, weeks before he actually passed on. So Walter had been living with a couple of health-related issues for almost 6 months before he died. That was in Northridge neighborhood of Los Angeles, according to the report. And at the time when he passed on, he was 81. Him and his twin brother Wallace Scotty founded the Whispers in California with Nicholas Caldwell, Marcus Hartson, and Goldie Hammond in the early 1960s. And the group released, I think its first single that was in around 1964-65 through the Dory Records. But of course, an album did not materialize until 1969 in form of the Planets of Life that was released via Soul Clock. But then, talking about his illness, he said, at the time he was with a wife in the house at night, with his twin brother, they were living just close by, and then he felt he couldn't breathe, and then all of a sudden the wife had to call 911. The ambulance came in, and he stayed in the hospital for close to 7 days, but it felt like 7 years. The twin brother came in, and of course, they really loved each other. They were twins. They were living close to each other. They had worked with each other for almost all their entire lives. So when he was taken to the hospital, he was diagnosed with water in the lungs and stuff like that. So he talked about his illness and his health struggles, and he said, that at the time it wasn't his time to go, and he was really happy, and celebrating life after that hospitalization. So the family is yet to come out and reveal the funeral and celebration of life service plans. But of course, when that information is availed, we'll be coming out here on digital media to give you all that information. We are still praying for the whole family, the Whispers fans, the close friends, and everyone who knew and loved the legend of the Whispers, that is Walter Scott. Rest in power, King.